Alright, in this video, we just really want to clean things up, make a few components on its recommendations. If you look at what we have our video today, and we have the videos for the index page. But these pages are not componentized, so we want to make components out of those, and we want to make components out of this page right here. We want to have a main video, that be one component, the description be another component, and these recommendation videos be another component. So that's what we're gonna tackle today. So if I go in here, I have my video page set up. Let me just show you how it works. Say that we have the video today. I broke things up into a logic and presentation of all my components. So the presentation just basically holds the look of the particular component and using props and things like that, and then the logic is actually the class and stuff like that. So if a person clicks on it on the video today, let me go back to when someone actually clicks on it and handles the video, it sends it to this logic of handle video, and basically we just set things to local storage. So we set the name to local storage, and then we send that information to the video page. When we go to the video page, which is this page right here, we actually handle the video. So when this component mounts, we get the video, we get the actual music video, which is a Firebase reference. We call the videos of our Firebase database. When that value happens, we actually build the page, and this is where we actually want to structure this. So we have our result, recommendations, final recommendations. I just wrote something very sloppily, and we're gonna just, when this actually happens, we're getting the actual video title that we set in this logic right here. So we have this, we set in this here, and then when this video page comes up, we're actually getting it back. So we get all of our videos from this database, and we're pushing it to the results. Now our result is an array of objects of all videos. Now this is just something separate, but this is our recommendation. So we're taking basically that same set of videos, and we're looking for the category of whatever video that we currently have. So then down at the set state, we're just setting the state of the first video that we have. And then basically when we have our recommendations and stuff like that, that we push to our recommendations array, we actually set it out. So this is a bit confusing, and we're just gonna really break it down, to be honest with you. So let's start. Alright, we're gonna create a new component, and we're gonna say, let's say recommendations. Let's start with the recommendations. So we say video recommendations. In the folder logic, we're gonna break this down, and then presentations. New file. This is going to be where the class is. So and then we can create the class. So import React from React. We're also going to get the component out of React. And then we're going to create our class. So we're going to call it recommendation logic. Extends from component. And then we basically export default the actual class. So now we're going to build out constructor and our render function just to make sure that it works. So we can say something like constructor, let's build it out. It's going to have props, super props, and then it's going to have a state. So this dot state equals that, and then we can just do a render function or a render method, excuse me. So return, and we just put something arbitrary. So div, go back into it. H1. Okay. Now we can go to the video page. Let's import. We go down to the render. We could just put it at a random place because we want it to just make sure that it shows up. So recommendation logic, and then we'll start building up. Alright, good, it shows up. So then let's just start breaking this down. So our recommendations are going to be this part right here. So we can grab all of this just make sure that we're grabbing the right thing. Alright, we need to grab all of this. And now we have our recommendation logic in place of that. So all we're going to do, we can save that. We're going to get an error. When we go back to that, and let's clean this up. As a matter of fact, we could take the row, take this out, take this last dude out, and let's clean up. Okay, we're gonna grab that, get an error, because there's no state or anything going on. There's nothing to handle the video. There's no element, no nothing like that. There's no recommendations, period. So we can go like this, or we can just we're gonna build it out. So recommendations and then that's going to be equal to that. And there's currently no recommendations because we're not handling any videos, we're not doing anything when the component is mounted. So we're going to grab the things that we have in our video page that references anything towards recommendations of any video that we have up. So we're going to say we're going to go here, and then we can grab this component div mount that actually get the videos. So we can say component div mount. We're going to make a reference to the actual database, so we got to import it. So import database from, and we have a Firebase object right here. So we got to actually go grab that. Go back, get out of there, get out of there, get out of components, Firebase / Firebase. We grab the database out of there. We're going to make a reference, so db let db ref, and it equals to the database dot leave ref, but we can go see. Yeah, ref dot child, and the child is the videos in this particular case. And then we're going to say when this component is mounted, so dbref on value. So when this happens, when the value actually is presented to us, we're going to actually use a callback. We're going to grab that data, we're going to make a new thing, so snapshot, and we're going to get all of the values out of data. So if we basically console.log right now, let's see, we console.log the data, it's going to be all objects. And we can inspect it. So this is from the data snapshot. We're gonna have the children and things like that. The references are in here, so we're gonna have to go in and get the value. Console.log that snapshot. Make sure that we're getting everything that we want. And this right here is from our recommendations logic. And now we have all of our objects of our videos. So little baby or whatever that we have up currently. And now all we have to do is loop through all of these values to get all of the recommendations that's currently sitting and that's connected to our local storage, whatever video is up at the time. So we're going to grab this, copy it, paste this, and actually work on it. So for every object in Snapshot, and we can grab this ESLint so that we don't get any errors. Okay, and then we're gonna local storage whatever is getting, so that we don't have to get that result. You're gonna loop through. Yeah, I made this very sloppy. So okay, we're gonna grab the video title. So let's grab that, put that next to here. So we're getting the video title. So we're gonna have to find the actual video. So if snapshot B dot title equals video title, we are going to want to push those, get the category out of it. So now we're gonna say if Snapchat B category Alright, we're gonna grab the category. Okay, so we're gonna make another storage. Okay, so let categories equal an empty array. Also equal an empty array, and then we're gonna say we push those. So we say videos dot push snapshot. Let's cancel dialog videos. Alright, we have the one video. Now we want to get this category. So anything that says culture, you want it to place it over here. So make another loop. So So the general idea here is we're gonna grab all the videos that equals this video title, which should always be 1. Once we do that, we're gonna push those onto the videos array. We then go through another loop where we're gonna go through the snapshot again of data from our database, and if the videos, the first video of the array, which is the only video, if that category is equal to anything in our database that has the same category, we're going to push that object into categories. So it should be multiple objects being pushed into categories because we have multiple things that have the same category. We console.log the videos that's in our current videos array, which should be 1, and then we're going to console.log our categories array. Alright, now we have object, object, object. So now all we have to do is, and these are just objects of all of the videos that has the same thing as whatever category this is. Whatever category this is in, we have those same categories here. Or we have the recommendation categories. So now all we have to do is say this dot set state. And have a callback, return, and then we're going to have our recommendation state, and that's going to be equal to categories. Oh, excuse me. So as we go through it, now we have our categories set up, everything that's connected to this video. So there's no music videos up or anything like that. It's just, I believe this is a culture thing. So everything that's connected to hip hop culture, we have as a recommendation. So now we have our recommendations component set up. Let's do the presentation and break it all down. Let's go to the video page and actually delete all of the code that is required for recommendations. So we could take away this recommendations right here. And by the end of this, all of this is going to be basically clean. We're just going to have our components set up. So we can take away that. We can take away our anything that has anything to do with recommendations. So we take away that. We can take away this and that. And that should work as long as there isn't any mistakes. Okay, I'll take care of that in a minute. Let's see where it is exactly getting that from. Recommendation logic. I need to set up some IDs too. Okay, cool. Handle the key problem. Each recommendation is supposed to have a key. I'll change this later to IDs, but for right now, they're on its title. So each element that we're going to put onto the page, or each div that we're going to put onto the page, it has to be unique. So we make the key out to be each recommendation's title. Next up, clean up. So we're going to get rid of anything that we're not using. And we're gonna, next up, we want to take this this actual view and we want to put it into a presentation. So we're gonna say recommendation presentation. And all of this is gonna be is a function that we use to actually just clean up the logic a little bit. So we can say something like const recommendation presentation equals, and we're going to grab the props from our actual component. I'll show you that in a minute. Export default recommendation presentation, no presentation. Return. Now we're going to grab all of this, anything that was inside of this return, We're going to grab that and put it inside of our presentation because we want to separate the logic from the actual things that's being shown. Now everything that's being shown here, we actually have to change these to props. So anything that has to do with state, we have to change the props because it's no longer inside of the state. It's being referenced. So we could say something like we can import our recommendation presentation. And then let's reference that. Now there's a bunch of things that we're gonna have to do to actually get this to work. So we have to tell it which props that we're gonna use and how it's connected to which state. So if we go into recommendations presentation, we have this.state recommendations. We have this.handle video, things like that. So we're gonna just break this down. So we're gonna say recommendations, and it's going to be equal to this.state.recommendations. So we can go back to our recommendations presentation and then call this.props.recommendations. And now these two are connected. And then we can do it something to the next one. So our next thing is, let's see, this.handle video. So we can say handle video, just like recommendations, equal this.handle videos. And then we can go back to the presentation. And yeah, we get a bunch of errors, but that's cool. This.props.handle video. Oh, it's not this.props, excuse me, it's just props. So now we have successfully separated the logic from the presentation. We have our presentation up and the logic going on in the background. And we're going to do the same thing for this description and this video so that we have different components for each. Let's get started on the video. Now we have our recommendation logic right there. That's cool. Let's go to this. We're going to take away this iframe and we're going to say make a new component for it. We're going to call it, let's call it iframe video. And we're going to make logic and presentation. So logic, presentation, and again the same thing again. So new file, iframe logic, going to import React again in its component. create a new class again. We'll call the class iframe logic extends component, export default, iframe logic, make a constructor and a render. Make sure we get props up in there so that we can use it later. Super props, we're taking everything that's in the props object. So this dot state, you can leave that blank for now. Just an empty object. Make sure that we get the spelling correct. Now we can make our render. So render return div and now we can grab this logic from that video page again. So we're going to grab this whole iframe, which is just this big main image right here, video, excuse me. We're going to grab that. Let's X that out. Put that right there. Now these have a few states, so we're going to create those states, in which we're going to just delete them on off of the video page. So we can say video and that's going to be an object because it has title. Okay, one video. That's it. Now let's go over to the video page. And let's import it. Put it right above it. So import iframe logic from, go all the way back out, components, iframe video, the logic section, and iframe logic, and then we're going to just put that right where we had the iframe before. Same CSS, same everything. So iframe, excuse me, and now we have a few states here. It should mess up on this side because we have the states are all messed up and stuff like that, so nothing comes up. But then when we actually add the props and the states to it, it should actually make some sense. So we go over here, we have two states, the video and the title. How do we actually get those videos? We could go over to the video page, and all of that stuff is right here. So when we go to component then mount, let's create that. And we're going to get the videos again, just like we did with the recommendations. Alright, let's get a reference to our database again. So let db ref equals, we got to import it. So import database from Firebase. Get out, get out, get out. And grab the Firebase database. Say database .ref .child. So the child again is videos. Grabbing the reference of that, and then when the value actually happens, we're going to do something. So db ref dot on value. Get our little callback. We're gonna take the data out of that, and let's say let snapshot equal to data dot val. Let videos equals an empty array. So again, we're just gonna loop through it again. So we're gonna say for constant a and snapshot. We're gonna loop through all of those objects again, and we're still gonna have to make a little ESLint so that we don't get an error. And oh, excuse me. Yeah, we're gonna have to get let video title, because we saved the video title in the local storage. So local storage that get item. What's the name of that? Make some documentation. Her hip hop video. If snapshot of a if the title of that title is equal to our video title, we're going to push the video to the actual videos array. So we're going to say videos dot push snapshot a. Once that for loop is over, we're just going to set the state. So this dot set state, do our callback, and we're basically just using the first video, which should be again the only video, just like the other component was. So we're going to say return video, and we're going to say videos element 0, no semicolon. And there we go, and that works. So now we have that component broken up. We have two different components right here, and then all we have to do is set the actual presentation. So you can say iframe presentation .js, and again this is just going to be a function. So import React from React. Let's create an anonymous function. So we say iframe presentation equals, grab the props that we created earlier, create our function, return div so grab our iframe logic, let's cut that out. Excuse me, I should have took over the whole thing. Import our presentation. So import, I know I'm gonna have to handle that other error later. So iframe, change that to presentation. Should give us an error. And now why do I have this error? Okay, let's see all the presentations. Okay. Oh shit. Excuse me. Alright, so we're gonna grab all of this, turn these again into props. So props. Anything that has to do with state, we're gonna turn it into a prop. And then we're gonna go back to our iframe logic and set it up. And all we have to really do is make our video a prop. So video, and then we're gonna say this dot state dot video. And now we successfully made a component out of this part. So we have our two components, and then all we have to do is make the description an actual component. Let's get the ES link. What else we have on the video page? And basically we could take away all of this stuff right here. All of this get music, our actual video. Take away the skip music. We don't need the component to mount. And by the end of this, we're going to just turn this into a function anyway. Handle video is supposed to be in something as well. Oh no, I don't need to have frame logic. Okay. And let's make the video description page. And we basically have an error because we took away the videos and stuff like that. The video title, We're gonna have to create a new component for that as well. This is gonna have to be a component, and this is gonna have to be a component. So we have 2 more to go. Or no, we can put this right here. Grab this and put that into our presentation. So let's grab this and actually put it into our presentation. So iframe video presentation, and then we can have this like right after this. Let's put a break in between. And then we should still have an error because the description page is not connected. Yeah. Oh no, we have to turn these into props. Excuse me. And it still shouldn't work because we have the description that's not connected to anything. So let's make that video description. Again, logic presentation. Say description logic. .js. Again, we're going to make our class. So class. Oh, excuse me. Let's import first. Import. We got and so we can say class description logic extends. I didn't put the component. So React dot component. And then we're going to export default description component. Make our constructor. The props that we're going to pass through. Super props, not poops. This dot state equals an empty object. We're going to have our render. So we're going to present everything right here for the moment. Return it. And let's go to the video page and grab all of that data. So You're just going to grab this section that says video description. Grab that out, go back to description logic, paste that in, and that's going to be our presentation anyway, so it's all good. We have one state, again, that's a video. And that's going to be an empty object as well. So again, we're going to have to grab that stuff from like iframe logic. We could grab component mount since we did it a few times already. And I'm going to have to break that down again a little more later, so it's all good. Right now we can just paste it in and repeat ourselves. Let's grab the database from Firebase database that we set up before. Let's go back to our video page and import the video logic. So you can say description logic, and I believe this automatically imports. If it doesn't, then we're gonna have to do it. Alright, it's cool. Import description logic from the components video description slash logic slash description logic. So now we've basically broken them down into three separate components. We have this component that handles all of this stuff, and we can make it a container here that keeps everything nice and uniform. And we have this description component, handles all the description from whatever page, and we have this recommendations component that basically gets the same categories, whatever videos that has the same category of the video that the user is currently on. So let's break that description down more into a presentation so that everything can be uniform. And we're also going to have to look at this handle video as well. So description logic, let's make a presentation. So new file, description presentation. Again, this is going to be just a function. So import React from, because there's no state in it, React const description presentation equals, let's grab the props that we created earlier that we're going to hold our state inside. That is for default description presentation, and let's just return the stuff that we had in description logic. Grab that, let's cut that, go back to description presentation and input it. Let's change this to props. Back to our description. back to our logic, excuse me. So description logic, and then we're going to place description presentation in it. And our video, our props video is going to be our state video. So video this dot state dot video. Excuse me. And that should work. Okay, cool. Let's put a container in the middle of these, but we're not focused on design right now. It's just more breaking things up so that later on I can just come back and handle anything that we need to handle. Okay, we got the video page. Cool. Okay, yeah, handle video. That's what we needed to do. So that should be in the recommendations. So this handle video right here should be in our recommendations, and it handles whatever. Anytime somebody clicks onto a video, it turns it back to another page and stuff like that. Okay, cool. So let's go to video description, video recommendations. Into our logic, we're gonna have something called handle video. Let's just grab everything that's inside of there. So video page, grab everything. We can take that away. Take this away. Now when we go back to our recommendations logic, we're just going to paste all that stuff in. And then we go back to our constructor and bind it. So this dot handle video equal this dot handle video dot bind it to this, and then that should work. Cool. So anytime a person clicks on another video, it just basically updates the data and gives you a new page. So our video page is looking good. Okay, cool. We don't need a database here. We got our layout. Okay, next, what we actually want to do is every time a video loads onto here, we want to update the view. So we're just going to basically have to figure it out. It's probably going to be a database reference. So let me see. Firebase console, not console, Firebase update. And we actually had it in the handle video, but we want to take it out of that handle video, so because we just want it to come out every time that a person clicks on something else, that view updates. So we can actually get rid of all of this. Let's see if it doesn't miss anything. Okay, cool. We're gonna have to basically learn how to update the video. Yeah, I definitely have to download your ID. Okay, I'm gonna have to download some stuff. And we're gonna have to delete all of the videos on